So balikan po natin. Mr. Chair, ang pagkakaintindi ko po, ang locational clearance is being issued in terms of business permits and building permits insofar as compliance with the land use is concerned. Do I get it right from Ms. Cunanan?
Yes po.
Okay. So, Mr. Chair, it is my understanding that it was Ms. Cunanan who recommended to the mayor to issue a cease and desist order.
No po, because the mayor
No,
was...
please answer my question. Kanina kasi ang pagkaintindi namin nung tinanong ka, ikaw yung gumawa ng papel at nag-recommend sa mayor. Tama po ba?
No po,
Okay. So you were not the ones who recommended, but I wanted
no
to
po,
get a copy.
we did not recommend but merely answered the query from the mayor's office regarding the...
When was the query made? Can we have a copy of the query and your official response? So I move, Mr. Chair, that Ms. Cunanan furnish this.
Anyway, it was moved already by Kong Sergio kanina po. So that all documents being requested by Congressman Sergio Daguok.
Yeah,
Please
just to
submit it to the
reiterate,
committee.
Mr. Chair, my motion is for Ms. Cunanan to furnish this August body the official query of the mayor as well as her official
Yun na nga po,
response.
Congresswoman Janet Garin, it was requested yung official communication between the agency and the mayor. Tama po, di ba?
Yeah, including the dates.
Please proceed.
Yeah, so I
Yes.
think she wants to answer, Mr. Chair.
Actually po, it was a verbal inquiry from the
No,
mayor's
again, Mr.
office.
Chair, this is an official hearing and you are under oath. So again, Mr. Chair, I move that Ms. Cunanan be directed to provide the query of the mayor as well as her official response. Para naman po kasi baka mamaya may sinabi ka, pagkatapos babawiin mo, tapos si mayor natatamaan, pero nanggaling naman sa'yo yung advice. So hindi pwedeng sabihin verbal ka lang kasi ikaw yung sinunod ni mayor. So please furnish this August body a copy of your official advice to the mayor.
Miss Cunanan, do you have a document in regards to your advice to the mayor, position of your office to the mayor?
No po, as I've said po, it was an inquiry from the mayor's office.
Teka, inquiry
Verbal,
from,
it was
sandali po. Inquiry from the mayor's office. So in short, may letter siya.
It was a
Address.
verbal inquiry from the local chief executive po.
Oh, so, Miss Cunanan, you're under oath. Why did you commit a while ago that you will submit those documents? Kasi sinabi mo may communication, tapos wala pala, ngayon it turned out to be verbal. Andali, kung si Wanda Garing. Oh, may papel, wala. Oh,
The process flow po, I agreed to provide.
is. Mayroon, wala.
No, none po.
Oh, none. So, you should not commit to submit kasi wala naman pala. Eh, pag hindi mo na-submit, di papakontempt ka na naman dito.
The commitment made po was for the process flow regarding the...
Eto ka. Malinaw kaninang tanong sa'yo ni Kong Sergio Daguok na kung may dokumento, sabi mo mayroon. O submit to this committee all those documents, especially communication between your office and the mayor. Nag-commit ka. Tapos ngayon, nung tinanong ka ni Congresswoman Garin, wala na, walang dokumento, verbal. Kaya ingat-ingat po kayo magsagot. Lalo nag-commit ka na mag-submit. So,
Mr. Chair, that's why I was asking that. Kasi in aid of legislation, baka rin po kasi nai-ill-advise si Mayor if you have department heads who actually do not understand their tasks and their duties and obligations. Because earlier, for example, we were hearing it from the SB Secretary. Sinasabi niya lahat verbal. Tapos ngayon, meron naman. So the problem there, if the mayor is ill-advised by the department head, then the responsibility is lies on the mayor. At the appropriate time, Mr. Chair, if the MPDC is not really bent on cooperating, then I might be tempted to put her, to also move for her to be placed under contempt. Kasi napaka-importante po na naiintindihan natin ano po yung ating mga trabaho at ano po yung ating mga obligasyon. So, Mr. Chair, let me move to my next question to Ms. Kim Kunanan. Okay. You mentioned that you had a technical review, Mr. Chair. Tama po ba? Okay. Do you have a copy of your technical review? And can you please answer the question in confidence? Ang nahalata ko po kasi si municipal assessor ang tinatanong mo. So baka naman assessor, you're the concurrent MPDC po ba? Okay, so are you taking responsibility, sir, for the answers of Ms. Kunanan so that we can put it in record? Yeah, kasi hindi po pwede yung gano'n na siya yung sasagot tapos galing sa'yo. Kasi baka mamaya kung magkamali siya at siya yung makontempt tapos ituturo ka niya just to set the record straight. Kasi nagiging kawawa po ang iba pagka puro verbal tapos walang accountability. So again, Ms. Kunanan, do you have a copy of your technical report?
As of now po, we don't have it.
You don't, but you have it.
Let me check po with our
No, but you have a
records.
copy. You made a technical report after the provincial meeting.
That I have to check po.
Hindi, ikaw yung gumawa. You mentioned earlier
no po, dun sa letter lang po from the mayor's office, there was a technical
No.
review
So,
done. at
Mr. Chair, ulitin natin. Earlier kasi, para kasi mabigyan mo ng justice nga, bakit ginawa yon ni Mayor? Kung ginawa ni Mayor yon per your recommendation, at tama ka naman, walang problema yon. And you mentioned earlier that there was a provincial hearing, and after that provincial hearing, you made a technical report, and that was the reason why the Mayor lifted the closure order. Are you taking back your earlier statement?
No.
So, meron ka talagang technical report.
There was a technical review conducted po.
What
that
date?
That I have to...
Because, Mr. Chair, the reason why I really didn't want to ask questions. Ayoko po sana talagang magtanong, of course, with due courtesy. Pero medyo salungat po kasi ang ginawang I'm not aware if there was a technical review because I was listening to the query of the Honorable Vice Governor Pineda. The lifting of the closure order was because of the province intervention that they wanted power to be fast-tracked. Not because of a certain technical review made by Ms. Kunanan because I believe there was none. So just for the record, Mr. Chair, the province really wanted to help the energy sector. Kaya nga, I decided to ask questions because the Honorable Dagook was asking why the project was put on hold. So again, Ms. Kunanan, can you recall when was the meeting at the Pampanga Provincial Office?
Madam Kunanan, please answer.
I cannot recall the exact date po, but...
Okay, can I reword my question? Nung nagkaroon ng meeting kayo with Vice Governor Pineda, when did the lifting of the closure order, when was it issued?
The lifting of the closure order po was issued October 24 as per the letter.
24. And when was the
2022.
meeting at the Capitol?
I cannot...
Can you confirm my statement that the lifting of the order was done within 24 hours, less than 24 hours, after Vice Governor Pineda requested you for a meeting in the Capitol? Tama po ba? Kasi nasa news sinerch ko eh. So tama, no? Please put it on record.
Yes po.
In other words, there was really no technical review conducted by you. And that's why, Mr. Chair, I'm putting this on record. Kasi sana maintindihan ng ating mga resource person, the committee does not want to put anybody down. But we would like to have this corrected, especially with the presence of the ILG, because you're mentioning that it was lifted because of a technical review that the panel conducted, and the members of the panel are actually imaginary, and you don't even have the technical expertise to review projects of the national government. So can I ask, Mr. Chair, sino-sino po yung technical panel members niyo mo? Sino-sino po yung
Cunanan.
technical panel members mo?
Yun nga po, I am,
Was there really a technical panel review done or wala?
there was a,
No, we will not blame you. We just need to assist and help you.
from the LGU part po regarding the technical review, there was no technical review after we have
Okay, so with that,
agreed with the
Mr. Chair,
province.
that's very clear that there was no technical review. So, again, Mr. Chair, ma'am, pasensya na po. We need to put this on record kasi hindi po pwede yung ganyan, ma'am. I'm doing this to help you because you're making statements on the record. And we have here the minutes of the meeting at the provincial capital. It's very clear that there was no fault and reason indicated as to the closure. That's why the vice governor immediately directed the lifting of the closure order. And that is because, for the record, Mr. Chair, the province of Pampanga is really helping investors. And I believe that's also the contention of our former president here, na dapat nga hindi nangyayari yung mga ganito. So, again, Mr. Chair, pasensya na po, nagtanong na lang ako kasi, Ma'am Cunanan, napakadelikado po nung ginagawa nyo. And I also remember during that meeting, and I think it's also in the minutes, that you were also somehow lectured by the Honorable Vice Governor. Hindi po kasi pwede na kapag ikaw ay naging department head or meron kang konting power, is that you can do wanton directives. No, just to at least medyo guide you. And we have actually national government agencies. So Mr. Chair, with the concern of Kong Dagook, sila kasi nagre-represent ng ating mga electric cooperatives. So Mr. Chair, maybe to be included in the committee report of this August body is also an assessment of the capability of the department heads of the municipality of San Simon. Kasi baka po kasi nai-ill-advised yung iba, and maybe like the councilors, ang dami na kasing nasususpend sa inyo, tapos pagdating nakikita na medyo baluktot yung ibang mga advice. So there are national government agencies in relation to power. You could have called the Department of Energy.
The manifestation of Congressman Garin is duly noted. Please proceed with
Yeah.
other issues because
Thank you, Mr.
that was
Chair.
already established. Please proceed.
Yes. Mr. Chair, yung mga certificates of urgency, maybe that's also one aspect, no? That maybe we can ask the municipality of San Simon to craft guidelines. Kasi nga, pag lahat na lang sinicertify ng urgent, where will the accountability fall? Is it on the mayor, on the SB secretary, on the vice mayor?
There is an internal rules ng Sanggunian, so it all depends on the internal rules of the Sanggunian. But if you want it to be part of the legislative action of this investigation, I might as well, we will form part of the, that will be form part of the committee report. Madam Garin, please proceed.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, may I inquire from maybe either Mayor Punsalan or Mayor Ryan Viray or whoever are the officials present. How do you do the process of issuing closures on establishments? Para lang po because if it is in aid of legislation, and Mr. Chair, the reason why I'm asking this, because earlier the former president and our distinguished former deputy speaker mentioned the fact na kung merong mga mali ang ating mga LGUs, and the LGU should welcome investors. And with that, Mr. Chair, I just also want to put it clear, do I hear it from the chairman that actually this hearing is in aid of legislation so that our officials and our government will be guided. Hindi po doon sa meron tayong mga iniipit. Pero apparently, as I was looking into the complaints and everything, there's an apparent wanton closure orders being issued by municipal officials. So ano po ba ang proseso?
Mayor Punsalan or OIC Mayor Viray? Please, or the Vice Mayor, former Vice Mayor. Oh, si, OIC Mayor Viray, please proceed.
Yes po, Your Honor. Yung pong, ano po, kung hazardous po, nag-ano po muna ako sa Menro, nagtatanong po muna ako. At titignan po natin yung violations po nila. Ganun lang po.
So, Mr. Chair, maybe we can request that the Honorable Mayor to submit in writing the current procedure that they have when it comes to closure of establishments.
The Mayor Viray is directed to submit the process that's
Yes.
being requested by Congressman Garin.
Yes po, Your Honor.
Thank you. Please proceed, Congressman Garin.
So, Mr. Chair, my last question is na medyo naaawa kasi ako dun sa mga maliliit na officials na naririnig ko kaninang nagkakandadamay-damay because maybe of a poor understanding of the tasks that they have, no? So, kunyari niyan, Mr. Chair, let's say if the Honorable Carino will be able to retrieve all the documents and submit it, or kunyari itong closure order ng NGCP, may pakita naman na na-correct na, will that, based on our laws, will that remove their accountability o hindi? Just for academic
Just
purposes.
to inform everyone, under our rules, everyone who is cited in contempt and detained in the premises of the House have all the rights. Well, in fact, they have all the right to file a motion. And the motion that was carried out in today's hearing is 10 days depending on the conduct of SP Carino with regards to this investigation. So he has all the right to file a motion for reconsideration, but of course the committee has to establish since this is collegial body, we have to establish a quorum and the number we need now to lift if ever we will consider the motion for reconsideration of SP Secretary Carino. That is our internal rules.
Yeah,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Chair, thank you very much for that. But to expand my question was actually, kunyari may ginawa yung isang municipal department head or municipal official, then kinorek na, let's say, for instance, there was a closure order of NGCP, and then the closure order was lifted. Just for the understanding of our department heads and all the other, kasi nagkakaroon yata ng misunderstanding of their tasks and obligation. So, Mr. Chair, does that relinquish them from accountability?
As far as I understand, the statement coming from the Attorney Canlas, no? Attorney Canlas is if anyone will file a case against Mayor Punsalan with regards to that issue of NGCP and address it that complaint to Sangguniang, they will take cognizance of it. Now, in your question, nandito na rin po si Asek Benitez. We will ask Asek Benitez with regards to the query of Congressman Garin. But as far as I heard kanina with regards to the position of Attorney Canlas, yan po ang pwedeng gawin. Yes, Attorney Benitez, please proceed. Asek.
With the permission of the Honorable Chair. Now, a motion for reconsideration is always a welcome remedy that is recognized. Now, even in a quasi-judicial investigation. But again, as to the position of the good congressman from Iloilo, as to whether their compliance and the submission of all the documents that were earlier required by this committee.
Mr. Chair, quick interjection. That was just an example. My question was actually for the enlightenment of all the resource person and all the people in San Simon present. Pag meron pong ginawa yung, let's say, yung isang department head, isang konsehal, or isang mayor, or any official for that matter, pero binaliktad na, kinorek na, does that relinquish them from accountability?
I don't think so, but Your Honor, please. Because I do believe that an administrative violation, assuming that one is already committed, is something that they should be made accountable for. Of course, now subject to defenses that could mitigate now their possible liability, but to totally erase or make them relieve or exonerated from that possible violation from the standpoint of the department as the supervisor of our local government officials. We do believe that once a violation is committed, then that is already a travesty. Of course, subject to the observance of due process as espoused by our courts, especially in the original case of Angtibay versus Court of Industrial Relation. Your Honor, please.
So, Mr. Chair, the accountability stays. And I believe this is something maybe, Mr. Chair, that the DILG can reiterate para naman maturuan natin yung mga officials sa San Simon. Last comment, Mr. Chair. On the issue kasi nung alleged 45 million purchase of property. Yes. And COA, I heard from the discussions earlier, COA already mentioned that it was disallowed. So, Mr. Chair, let's say the seller of the property gives back the 45 million to the municipality of San Simon. Is it synonymous to saying that everybody involved wouldn't have an accountability anymore?
Panguna ko lang si ASEC. Anyway, in that case, only those liable that will pay the depending on the magnitude of their participation. But yun lang po kung notice of disallowance. Kung ibalik nila, in short, namin nila na mali yung ginawa nila. Now, ASEC, please.
Thank you. Before the DILG answers, Mr. Chair, kasi kunyari, for purposes of academic discussion, let's say I'm the owner of the property and I'm a mere farmer. The municipality bought it at 45 million. Kung ibalik ko ba ang pera, madadamay pa ba ako bilang nagbenta ng lupa or wala na? So let's say, if I'm not sure if the owner of the property was invited, but if let's say ibalik nila ang pera, does that relinquish them of the accountability and pwede na bang wag na silang isama sa investigation or committee hearing na ito?
Yes, ASEC. After ASEC, maybe Attorney Canlas. Please proceed.
Again, with the permission of the Honorable Chair. Now, the restitution of the property on account of a violation is not a mode of extinguishing the liability of that private individual. Again, on the assumed premise that he is privy to the illegality. In other words, now his lack of knowledge of whatever illegality that transpired in the earlier transaction can only be a matter that he can put forward as a defense. So it is basically evidentiary on his part. But again, let me just clarify, Your Honor, the basic point that even if you return the property, even if there is restitution of the property, it is not one of the modes of extinguishing administrative liability. Now, with the permission of the Chair and the honorable members, I just would like to underscore the importance of administrative violation. Now, in administrative cases, now the real party in interest here is the government. So the government would like to ensure that every public servant now performs its duties and obligations in accordance with the benchmark of behavior as articulated in existing laws, particularly Republic Act 6713. So it is not after the return of whatever has been stolen. It is not a question of restitution. It is basically the compromise of the trust and the unfitness of a public servant to continue as a member of the government complement. And I think that is the indicium or the yardstick that the government is using when it comes to prosecution of administrative violations. Your Honor, please.
So in other words, Mr. Chair, my understanding is that all of us here, our bosses is actually the people of the Philippines. Do I get it right from ASEC Benitez?
I fully agree, Your Honor.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Chair. If I am the seller of the property and I am a private person,
Congressman Janet Garin, that will be your last kasi alas 2 na tayo eh.
Yes.
The last to interpret is Congressman Akop. That will
yes,
be the
thank you.
last, please.
That's my question, Mr. Chair. If I am the seller of a, kasi I'm seeing it on the records na parang kawawa naman yung nagbenta ng lupa kasi baka hindi rin nila naintindihan. So if they give back the money, if they give back the 45 million, are they or will they be involved in the cases that will be filed or hindi naman? So that para naman sa peace of mind nila, para mabawasan yung kaba nila because this is being investigated.
Okay, with the permission of the Honorable Chair. Well, we will just try to make the template simple. Now, if these private individuals are privy to the illegality, which from the very start of the transaction, they are fully aware that what they are committing in cahoots with those in the government is a clear travesty of the law, then it is our submission that they should stand liable for that. As I pointed out earlier, it is always a matter of defense on their part. Now, to invoke good faith, that they are not privy, that they are not aware of any illegality, for them to be shielded and be accorded that probable relief that they should not be involved in any illegality, Your Honor, please.
Thank you, Asek. So,
No further questions,
thank
Mr.
you.
Chair.
Yung question mo pa na iba, marami ka pa dyan. Nakalista ka na yan, kita ko eh. Next na lang yan, ha, please. Next to ask question is Congressman Chairman Ako. Please proceed, sir.
Mr. Chair, I'll just ask a preliminary question simply because at 1400 hours or 2 o'clock we will have a meeting with NAPOLCOM regarding our BICAM tomorrow with the Senate. Now, Mr. Chair, there are the committee is in receipt of 2 resolutions having the same number. So, may I know whether these 2 are authentic? Resolution number 20-019 dated held on February 20, 2020, and resolution number 20-019 also dated March 10, 2020. And both were certified correct by the Sangguniang Bayan Secretary. The other one for resolution number 20-019 dated February 20, it was attested by then Councilor Romanuel Santos, the temporary presiding officer. And for the resolution 2019 dated March 10, 2020, it was attested by the municipal vice mayor as presiding officer, the Honorable Leonora Wong. Are these 2 documents authentic?
SP Secretary. Please proceed.
Opo, those are authentic and
Parehas ng number?
na
Resolution number 20-019. The other one is resolution number 20-019. Parehas ng numero eh. How can that be?
nagkaroon po ata ng typographical error, Your Honor. Ano.
Okay.
Pero yun po ay those are reflected in the minutes, Your Honor, and yung presiding officer po ay naka-sign din po diyan dun sa mga resolutions na yan, Your Honor.
See, I'll not belabor that point kasi yung the chairman has already decided that we end up at 2 o'clock this afternoon. But be that as it may I ask if you know na doon sa resolution ni Honorable Ordonez, 5 po yung allegations doon. 2 po doon illegal conversion of agricultural lands. Kung nabasa po ninyo, tama po ba? Tama.
Opo, narinig ko po yun.
Oh. Now, may I ask, pwedeng yung sumagot dito, yung presiding officer at saka yung mga membro ng sanggunian. Where the conversion, in accordance with your knowledge, ay sinunod po nyo yung patakaran na nakasaad po sa ating mga batas? For example, sa February 20, 2020, the motion was made by Randy T. Flores. Is he around?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. Can you answer my question? Na dito sa ginawa ninyong conversion of land from agricultural to whatever, did you follow? Sinunod nyo ba yung lahat po ng batas at saka regulasyon regarding the conversion of land?
Regarding po doon sa agenda yon,
Sinunod nyo nga ba? Kasi kinonvert niyo, di ba? Nakalagay dito sa resolution na ikaw ang nag-move, seconded by all members of the Sanggunian, a resolution reclassifying land from agricultural to industrial and other uses.
no, that's
Ang
alleged.
tinatanong ko, sinunod nyo ba yung patakaran ng batas at saka mga regulasyon?
We didn't tackle, Your Honor, that resolution.
You did not tackle
During
this
the
resolution?
minutes, yeah. It's different minutes. We have,
Nakapirma po kayo rito.
that was an alleged resolution because February 18, we were,
Pwede bang itagalog mo na lang para
Okay po.
madaling intindihin?
February 18, there was a letter from LCE na nag-conduct kami ng special session. The agenda was the ratification of the sales of the property and the reclassification for BJ land properties. So that was a request for a special session para po sa February 20. So doon sa agenda, madami po from Resolution 012 up to 018. Yun po ang mga naalala ko pong na agenda at nasa minutes ng aming
So,
session.
ang sinasabi po nyo sa amin dito ngayon ay wala po itong resolution na ito dated February 20, 2020, resolution number 20-019.
Yes, Your Honor.
Kumpleto po ang pirma, unanimously approved by SB member Mark Macapagal, SB member Irene David, Archibald Basilio, Alexievich Vergara, Irene Dagdag, Randel Bundok, Randy T. Flores, certified correct by the Sangguniang Bayan Secretary George M. Carino, attested by the Municipal Councilor Romanuel Santos, temporary presiding officer. Tapos sabi po ninyo, peke ito. Hindi nangyari.
Second page po, nakapirma kami. Pero yung pong first page, wala po kaming alam. Kasi ang pagkaalam namin po kasi...
Ang galing. Ang galing.
Opo,
Napakagaling ng ginawa. So, itong resolution na ito, hindi po totoo. Sangguniang Bayan Secretary, what can you say about that?
Your Honor, nandito po yung presiding officer who can also help me sasabihin yung
Nasaan
tama.
po siya?
Nandito po si Vice Mayor Dading Santos who was the temporary presiding during that time.
Yes.
Yung po sinasabi niyang, yan po pag nandyan po sa minutes po ng minutes natin yan, at ina-approve po ng Sangguniang Bayan yan at the subsequent meeting, Your Honor. Yung, under the law po, yung sinasabi niyang wala siyang pirma on each and every page, sa local government po, after the SB Secretary forwarded the approved ordinance, the mayor has 10 days within which to sign the document.
Hindi na po yun kasama dun sa tinatanong ko.
Para maliwanag lang po na hindi naman po sila required under the law to sign on every
Wala
page
naman
of the
pong
ordinance.
binabanggit na ganun. Sinabi nyo kanina, nandito si Councilor Santos,
Apo.
who was then the presiding officer during that time. So, nandito ba siya? Yes. What can you say about the statement of the Honorable Randy T. Flores na hindi po totoo itong resolution na ito?
Your Honor, actually, medyo matagal na yan. Pero kung nandyan po yung pirma ko, bilang presiding noon, syempre, ina-attest ko po yung nangyari dyan. At hindi ko naman pwedeng kaila yung pirma ko kung nandyan.
Chairman, with the intelligence, Chairman Akop. Kasi this is a two-page Tingnan nyo 2-page. Etong sa likod, puro pirma. Of course, with the logo of the municipality of San Simon. Ang sarap po, ito yung resolution. Pwede talang ipeke, pwede talang itamper.
Yun po yung
Because
hindi
you
ko
don't-
alam. Opo.
Now, ang Vice, ang nakakapagduda pa, kasi dalawang reso, different content, pero the same number. Now, ang sabi ni SP Secretary kanina, typo daw, typographical error. Eh, kung question, ay, ito, member ng sagot sinasabi niya, walang nangyaring reso na to. Ngayon, Vice, ay sinasabi ko lang, nakakapagduda talaga kasi patingin na reso number pareho. Tapos second page lang. Oh, lahat to pangalan nyo, nakapirma. Pero yung content, nasa first page. Oh. Yes, SP Secretary, better check your explanation on that. Please proceed, Chairman Nakop.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Pero wala pa rin nakasagot doon sa kwang ko eh. Katanungan ko whether these conversions of land, from agricultural land to industrial land would have followed yung rudiments provided for by law. Yung mga konsyal na nag-approve nito, sinunod nyo ba yung patakaran? May I ask then the presiding officer, sinunod nyo ba?
Vice Santos.
Bilang presiding po nun, na ang trabaho ko lang po talaga is to preside.
Yeah.
No? Yes po. So,
Pero sinunod nyo ba? Kayo nag-preside?
actually,
Sige. Sinunod ba ng sanggunian yung mga patakaran para mag-convert ng agricultural land to industrial land? Sinunod nyo ba? Yes or no?
that time po, kung talagang wala yung requirements, talagang hindi nila nasunod siguro nun. Kasi ako nga po, inuulit ko, no, presiding ako nun, ang presiding officer, alam naman po natin, hindi pwedeng mag-pro or against the,
Pero
Di-
hindi po nyo dapat i-allow yung hindi ugma sa batas. Di po ba?
yes po.
O kaya hindi ka pumirma. Di ba?
Opo.
Yes. So yun ang tanong ko. How about the members of the Sangguniang Bayan? Si SP Vergara, nandito ba siya? Yes. Nasunod po ba yung patakaran na batas?
Actually po, wala po akong natatandaan na natakil namin na ganyang resolution nung po nag-session kami.
Chairman Nakop, in short, wala kang discussion about it. Wala ring proseso na sinunod yung mga requirements kasi walang discussion eh.
Di totoo po yung allegations ni Honorable Ordonez na may kalokohan na nangyari.
It's correct.
Kasi yun ang allegation niya sa kanyang resolution eh.
Anyway, one of the complainant, former councilor, I think she is present. Yung si Beda Pineda, is she present? Para ma-enlighten lang. Have you-
present po ako, yes,
Have you
sir.
taken your
Opo,
oath?
Honor.
Sir, have you taken your oath? Nag-take oath na ba kayo?
Yes po, Your Honor.
Please proceed. Are you familiar with this issue? Because I think you're one of the complainant.
Hindi po ako familiar dyan kasi po hindi namin po natakel sa aming session po. Hindi namin po alam in the first place po, hindi po nag-apply ang Uno Grande sa amin.
Thank you. So in short, your memory and your position is consistent with the position of former Councilor Flores. Yes, Chairman Akop.
May I ask the Register of Deeds, what is now the status or the classification of this land?
Your Honor, that classification will appear on the tax declaration, Your Honor. Perhaps the municipal assessor has the record, Your Honor.
Thank you. The municipal assessor, what is now the classification of this property? real property.
Currently po yung assessment po ng mga properties along Quezon Road, specifically yung Una Grande po, industrial po.
Industrial na,
Yes po.
pursuant to your official records.
Yes po.
So in other words, it is safe na sabihin natin na na-convert na from agricultural to industrial.
Possible po.
Bakit po possible?
Sa amin po kasi based on actual use po, Your Honor. So
Yeah.
kung may improvement na po siya as industrial, so dinideclare namin po siya as industrial po.
Ibig nyo sabihin, kaya nyong i-convert yung agricultural land to industrial, basta't sabihin nyo lang na ito gamit sa industrial. Magiging makaklasify na industrial?
Pag po may improvement na po, Mr. Chair.
Ang pagkaalam po ninyo, hindi nyo alam na dapat yung agricultural land dati ay dapat i-convert pa sa industrial para maging industrial?
Based on dun sa RA 217 po ng local government code po, as per actual use po.
Actual use?
Apo.
Ang nag-govern sa local government code, Republic Act 7160, regarding the conversion of land is Section 60. Di po ba? Kasi nagsasabi ka ng numero ng section at saka kwan ng batas eh. Are you a lawyer?
No, Your Honor.
Huwag ka nang makipagtalo sa akin. Kasi the governing provision of law insofar as the local government code, otherwise known as Republic Act 7160 is concerned, is Section 60. Yung binabanggit kanina ni Attorney Lacson na merong exceptions provided for by jurisprudence ng ating Korte Suprema. So, matanong kita, bago naging industrial land, anong klaseng lupa yun?
Agricultural po, Your Honor.
Oo. Ngayon, basta-basta ba maging industrial yung isang agricultural na lupa ng basta-basta lang?
Your Honor, clear ko lang po yung difference po ng reclassification tsaka na reassessment ng assessor po. Yung sa amin po for taxation purpose lang po. Pagdating po sa reclass, ibang department po siya.
Kaya kayo siguro nagkakagulo dyan dahil magkakaiba yung interpretasyon eh. So, but anyway, Mr. Chair, since it's already 2 o'clock, I will resume my interpellation in the next hearing.
Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Anyway, assessors, hindi pa tayo tapos dyan. Kasi you check all the position of all the agencies invited, DAR, DNR, pati yung NIA, lahat, mali yung position, paki-check mo ulit. Kahit na sabihin mo for taxation purposes, mali yun, boss. Anyway, yes, Chairman Dan.
Pwede ako magtanong? Di na. I move to adjourn, Mr. Chairman. Suspended. I move to suspend this hearing, Mr. Chairman.
There is a motion to suspend the hearing. Second motion. I need the second motion.
Second, Mr. Chair.
Duly seconded. Any objection to change is none. The hearing is suspended.